Hello, good morning everyone. Our lesson for today is about renames decimal numbers to fractions whose denominators are factors of 10 and 100. Of course, with me, Mama Rita.
Let us start our day with a prayer. We thank you this day as we begin the class, praising you and always be reminded that all these are in your name. Guide us in our lesson and open our hearts to enable us to follow your will. Amen.
Okay, class. So what are decimal numbers? Decimal numbers are used to represent numbers that are smaller than 1 unit. It is also a way of writing numbers where each digit represents the different power of 10. The decimal point or dot separate the whole number, which is the place value. Let us recall the place value, the whole number, and the decimal number. So as you can see here, we have 123 and 456 thousands. So, in the decimal place value of whole number, we start with the left side, which is ones, tens, and hundreds. While in the decimal numbers, we start at the right after the decimal point. So, which is the decimal place value is tens with the THS. Next, hundreds, and lastly is thousands. So as you can see, the decimal numbers can represent a fraction also. So in this representation, decimal point 4 is represented as 4 over 10, while in 5 is 5 over 100, and then the thousands is 6 over 1000. Okay, so let's have this example. Give the fraction and decimals of the shaded parts in each item. So we have item 1 to 5, which is divided into equal parts of 10. So we just need to count the number of shaded over 10, which is the denominator. So in number 1, we have 4 over 10 is equal to 4 tenths, or 0.4. In number 2, the shaded part is 6 over 10, or 0.6. Then next, in number 3, we have 2 over 10 or 0.2. In number 4, we have 9 over 10 or 0.9. Then number 5, we have 5 over 10 or 0.5. So this is how we equivalize fraction to decimal. Over 10, which is the denominator, is divided into 10 equal parts. Now class, let's have this example of a story. Mrs. Guzman went to a nearby bakery. She bought a birthday cake with a chocolate flavor for her 1-year-old daughter. So, the birthday of Mrs. Guzman's daughter. When she reached home, she divided the cake into 10 equal parts. If the children shared 0.8 or 8/10 part from the cake, what fractional part of the cake was shared by the children? So that is the question. So we need to know what fractional parts of the cake was shared by the children. Okay, given the illustrations, so we have 10 equal parts of cakes. So each cake is 1 over 10. Okay? So using the regions, we represent 0.8 or 8 tenths by 8 over 10. Okay, the fractional part of the cake was shared by the children is 8 over 10 or 8 tenths. Now, class, let us rename the following decimal numbers to fractions. Number 1, 3 tenths. Number 2, 5 tenths. Number 3, 8 hundredths. Number 4, 5,000. Number 5, 9,000. Number 6, 9 tenths. Number 7, 2 tenths. Number 8, 42 hundredths. Number 9, 15 thousandths. Number 10, 189 thousandths. So let us rename those decimal into fraction. In number 1, we have 3 over 10 because it's 3 tenths. Number 2, same with number 1, is 5 tenths. 5 over 10. Then number 3 is 8 hundredths because 8 is in the hundreds place. So 8 over 100. Number 4 is 5 thousandths. So 5 over 1,000. The number 5 is 9 thousandths. So 9 over 1,000. Same with number 6 is number 1. So 9 over 10. And then number 7 is 2 over 10. Number 8 is 42 hundredths. So just write the fraction 42 over 100. And then number 9 is 15 thousandths. So it's 15 over 1,000. The number 10 is 189 thousandths. So 189 over 1,000. Now class, let's try your understanding. The equivalent fraction of each decimal. Find the equivalent fraction of each decimal. Number 1 is 6 tenths. Is it A, 71 over 100? B, 24 over 25? C, 89 over 10? Or D, 3/5 or 3 over 5? What do you think is the answer? Okay, so let us have the fraction 6 tenths. And 6 and tenths can be divided into 2. That is the GCF. So, meaning, the correct fraction for 6 tenths or the simplified fraction is letter D, 3/5. Did you get it? Okay, let's proceed. For number 2, 71 hundredths. Is it A, 71 over 100? B, 24 over 25? C, 89 tenths? D, 3/5. What do you think is the answer? Of course, letter A, 71 over 100. Because 71 is a prime, so we cannot simplify that fraction. Number 3, 96 hundredths. Let us simplify it. So, what do you think is the answer? Is it A, 71 over 100? B, 24 over 25? C, 89 over 10? Or D, 3/5 or 3 over 5? Okay, so let us simplify first. So we have 96 over 100. And 96 over 100 is divisible by 4. That is the GCF of two numbers. Now, in simplification, the final answer is 24 over 25. So that is letter B. Next, number 4. 8 and 9 tenths. So is it 890 over 100? B, 24 over 25. C, 89 over 10. Or D, 179 over 50. Okay, so let us have the simplification. First, you need to move the decimal point once. Meaning, we have 89 over 10. Because the place value of 9 is 10. So the denominator is just simply 10, not hundreds. Next, number 5. We have 3 and 58 hundredths. So what do you think is the answer? 890 over 100. B, 24 over 25. C, 89 over 10. Or D, 179 over 50. Okay, so let us simplify like what we did in number 4. Just move the decimal places once from right to left. Okay. Next, so we have now 358 over 100. Why 100? Because the last place value of the decimal is hundreds place. Okay. So let us simplify by dividing into 2. Why 2? That is the GCF of two number. Okay. So in simplification, we have 179 over 50. So the final answer is 179 over 50. Okay, class, let's have your pauses. So write the following fraction in decimal numbers. Instead of encircling the letter of the correct answer, just jot it down in our chat box. Okay? So number 1, we have 2 tenths. So what do you think is the decimal number? Is it A, 10 hundredths, B, 40 hundredths, C, 4 hundredths, D, 2 tenths? Correct. It's letter D, 2 tenths. Okay. What about number 2, 3/4? 3/4 is the simplification of the hundreds. So, meaning the option is in the hundreds place. So, to be able to find the correct decimal is to divide 3 over 4 or 3 divided by 4. So, what is the correct answer? Is it A, 25 hundredths, B, 50 hundredths, C, 75 hundredths, or D, 34 hundredths? Okay, correct. It's letter C, 75 hundredths. Okay, number 3, 4/5. So again, it is in hundreds place. So all you need to do is to divide 4 divided by 5. Okay. So the decimal number here is A, 8 hundredths, B, 80 hundredths, C, 20 hundredths, D, 90 hundredths. Okay, correct. It's letter B, 80 hundredths or 8 tenths. Okay? Next. For number 4 and 5, just read the question carefully or write the letter of the correct answer. Okay? Which shows 0.9 or 9 tenths. Okay, fantastic. So obviously, the correct answer is letter D. because 9 shaded part represent the illustration. Okay, for number 5, which of the following shows 5 tens? Okay, correct. The answer is letter A. Okay. Any question, class? Just key in your question in our private message in Google Classroom. Okay? Okay, class. So please do your asynchronous activity in your Google Classroom. Okay? So that's it for today. Have a nice day, class. Goodbye.